Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show from Defiant, the on-chain lifestyle sports brand. We're here to kind of connect the dots for you between DeFi entertainment and sports.
Yeah, these worlds, they seem separate, right? You're looking at crypto charts, then bam, some huge NFL draft news.
Exactly. But here at Defiant and on this show, we dig into the strategies, the tech, the innovations that actually power both sides. And today, well, we've got 5 pretty big stories lined up.
That's right. We're going to give you the inside track. We're talking Ronin Network, getting a security boost, SUI tokens price just exploding, Travis Hunter's draft night shocker.
An unexpected twist for Shedeur Sanders and also back to Ronin, seeing some serious investor confidence.
More than just headlines, we're looking at the why behind it all.
Okay, let's jump right into the DeFi stuff first. Ronin Network. Now, this is a blockchain basically built for gaming, yeah.
That's the one. And they've just finished moving their bridge infrastructure over to Chainlink's CCIP. That's the cross-chain interoperability protocol.
Right, CCIP. So why is this a big deal? Why should, our listeners care?
Well, okay, think about it like this. The tech itself is interesting, sure, but it's what it actually does for people using Ronin.
Okay.
So imagine you're playing a game on Ronin, you earn some tokens, maybe an NFT, before moving that stuff to another blockchain, like to trade it or use it somewhere else. It could be a bit messy, maybe slow, maybe even a bit risky sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that, like trying to use different train systems with totally different tickets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So CCIP acts like building a standardized high-speed rail network between these blockchains. Makes it way simpler and, crucially, much safer to move your digital assets around.
So it's basically making everything more connected and easier for the average user.
Precisely. And the tokens included right now, we're talking WETH.
That's wrapped ETH, right, for moving across chains.
Yep. Plus USDC, AXS, which is vital for Axie Infinity on Ronin, and even WBTC, wrapped Bitcoin. So major assets.
Making those key tokens more fluid, more secure. It lowers the barrier to entry, I guess, for users and maybe developers too.
Absolutely. It fosters a more open, accessible ecosystem. That's the goal.
And thinking bigger picture, blockchain interoperability, different chains talking to each other, is this Ronin move a sign of where the whole industry is heading?
I think so, yeah. It's definitely a step in that direction. I mean, getting blockchains to communicate securely and efficiently, that's been a huge challenge, kind of a holy grail. Chainlink CCIP is one of the main technologies trying to solve that. So Ronin adopting it isn't just good for Ronin users. It adds momentum to this whole idea of an interconnected internet of blockchains.
Like the early internet days, getting separate networks to finally connect.
That's a great analogy. It unlocks so much potential when these systems can work together smoothly. This could be a really key development.
Okay, too. Let's shift gears a bit, but stay in crypto. SUI token, wow, up 73%. That's a massive jump. What on earth is driving that?
Yeah, that definitely turned some heads. There are really two main things pushing it. First, the launch of the Grayscale SUI Trust.
Grayscale, okay. So they package crypto for traditional investors, right? Like through stock markets.
Exactly. So when Grayscale creates a trust for a token like SUI, it suddenly makes it accessible to a whole new group of investors.
Yeah.
We're talking institutional money, people who might not buy crypto directly but are comfortable with these traditional investment products.
So it's not just the money flowing in, it's like a stamp of approval. Makes it look more legitimate to the wider financial world.
Precisely. It's huge validation. Think of it like getting a top rating from a trusted source. It brings attention, credibility, and usually demand follows.
Makes sense. And what was the second factor?
The second big piece is SUI partnering up with Mastercard's Exportal X Money platform.
Mastercard. Okay, that's obviously a household name. What's the connection there?
Well, the exact details are still coming out, but just the fact that a payment giant like Mastercard is working with a blockchain like SUI,
Yeah.
it says a lot about how they see this tech potentially being used for, real-world stuff.
Like actual payments, maybe?
Potentially, yeah. Xportal and Xmoney are focused on digital identity and payments. So this partnership could, theoretically, lead to SUI being used in everyday transactions down the line. It hints at crypto moving beyond just investment.
So there's a real-world utility angle being built here, not just hype. And the data backs this up. You mentioned on-chain activity is up.
Oh yeah, the numbers are pretty telling. TVL total value lock on SUI is up 40%. That's the money actively being used in SUI's apps.
Okay.
And even more striking, daily trading volume on SUI's decentralized exchanges shot up 177%.
Whoa.
So people aren't just buying and holding, they're actively using the network. Trading, participating in DeFi. It shows a really vibrant ecosystem growing.
So wrapping up on SUI, what's the main takeaway? Strong market confidence.
I'd say so. It looks like strong belief in both the tech and the strategy. You've got the institutional door opening via Grayscale and this potential mass market link through Mastercard. That's a powerful story.
Yeah.
The market seems to view SUI as a serious player, but, it is crypto. Volatility is always part of the game, so we'll need to watch how these partnerships actually play out.
Good point. Okay, one more on the DeFi side, sticking with Ronin. We're seeing signs that bigger investors are getting more interested, more addresses holding large amounts of RON.
That's right. The data shows the number of wallets holding over 250,000 ARN tokens climbed from 169 at the beginning of the year to 192 now.
250,000 RON? That's not your average smallholder.
Definitely not. In crypto terms, these are often called whales. Big money, individuals, or maybe funds. When you see more of them accumulating and holding a token, it suggests, a deeper conviction.
So it implies they've done their homework, they like what they see long-term for Ronin and its games.
Precisely. These aren't impulse buys. It's often seen as a positive sign for future growth and stability when these large holders increase their positions. It's a significant vote of confidence, putting real capital behind that belief.
And what does that mean for Ronin itself? More resources, more stability?
Yeah, potentially both. More investment can fuel development, help track more game studios, strengthen the network infrastructure. It also adds to the feeling that the ecosystem is maturing, attracting not just gamers, but serious investors who see the long-term value in blockchain gaming. It can create a positive feedback loop.
Interesting. Okay, let's swap our crypto hats for football helmets. NFL draft time. Big news right off the bat. The Jacksonville Jaguars trading up to number 2 overall. That's a huge move.
Massive move. And they use that pick on Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. Now, for anyone who doesn't follow college football super closely, tell us about him. Why is this such a big deal?
Well, Travis Hunter is kind of unique. He was a superstar at Colorado, playing both wide receiver and cornerback, and playing them at an elite level.
Both ways. Seriously.
Seriously. So good, in fact. He won the 2024 Heisman Trophy.
Wow. As a two-way player, that's incredibly rare.
Almost unheard of these days.
Yeah.
Especially not for a non-QB or running back. So for the Jags to give up multiple picks to the Browns just to move up and grab him at number 2, that tells you everything about how much they value his potential impact. It's a massive statement.
Okay, a Heisman winner playing offense and defense. What's the plan in Jacksonville? Are they actually going to try and use him both ways in the NFL?
The expectation is, yes, they absolutely want to use that versatility. He might start primarily at receiver, maybe, because they need help there. But having a guy who can credibly play corner, too, that gives them incredible flexibility.
Yeah, imagine the strategic options. Injuries happen, game situations change.
Exactly. It's a rare weapon to have in your arsenal in the NFL.
So what's the immediate impact? And long-term for the Jags and for Hunter? High pick, high expectations.
Short term, he brings instant buzz, excitement, big playability. Should really fire up the fan base and give their offense a jolt. Long term. If he develops like they hope, he could be a franchise cornerstone for years. A true superstar.
And for Hunter himself?
Well, getting picked number 2 validates his talent, puts him on a team looking to contend. The spotlight's going to be bright, the pressure intense, but the opportunity is just huge.
Okay, now for the other side of the draft coin, maybe a bit of a surprise, wasn't it? Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado, son of Deion Sanders, expected by many to go in the first round, but didn't.
Yeah, that was definitely unexpected for a lot of people. Shedeur had a fantastic college career, broke records at Colorado, showed really impressive arm talent, making big plays.
So what happened? Why the slide out of round 1?
Well, during the whole pre-draft process, some reports started coming out suggesting teams maybe had some reservations. Based on interviews, maybe some aspects of his game they felt weren't quite ready for the pro level yet.
Interviews. Really? Can that stuff actually impact draft stock that much?
Oh, absolutely. Teams are investing millions, potentially franchise-altering picks. They want the full picture, maturity, leadership, how coachable a player is, how they fit the culture.
Right.
The interviews are a massive part of assessing that, beyond just the game tape. So even with undeniable talent like Sanders has, if there were any perceived yellow flags in those talks, teams might hesitate, especially in the first round.
Interesting. But how's he taking it? Reports suggest he's staying positive.
Yeah, seems like it. From what's been reported, he's basically saying, okay, wasn't round 1, but that just fuels the fire. He sounds focused on proving people wrong wherever he lands. Shows some resilience, for sure.
So, summing it up, why do we think he slipped? Combination of things. Interview concerns, maybe some on-field questions.
Probably a mix, yeah. The interview stuff, maybe some teams questioning decision-making under pressure against top defenses or specific technical things. It doesn't mean he won't succeed, but the QB position gets scrutinized like no other.
And looking forward.
Yeah.
Still likely a high pick in the next rounds.
Oh, definitely. QBs with his kind of arm talent don't last long. Someone will take him, likely pretty early on day 2. It'll be interesting to see which team decides they're the right fit to develop him.
Okay, so let's do a quick flyby recap. 5 big stories today. We had Ronin boosting security with Chainlink.
Yep. And SUI token's massive price surge, thanks to Grayscale and Mastercard.
The Jags making a splash, drafting the super versatile Travis Hunter at number 2.
Shedeur Sanders having that unexpected draft night slipping out of the first round.
And finally, more signs of big money confidence growing in the Ronin ecosystem. Really shows how these different arenas influence each other, doesn't it?
It really does. You see these undercurrents, right? Innovation, strategy, market psychology, even just plain old surprise. They pop up in both DeFi and pro sports.
And that's what we do here on the Defiant podcast, brought to you by Defiant, the on-chain lifestyle sports brand. We connect those dots for you, giving you that deeper analysis.
So maybe something to think about until next time.
As these on-chain worlds and traditional sports keep evolving, what other weird, unexpected crossovers are we going to see?
Yeah, or maybe. Are the things driving crypto prices and the factors behind NFL draft choices actually more similar than we think? What are the deeper forces connecting these dynamic worlds? Something to chew on.